in the desert with the fresh smell of colitas, which is a cactus, maybe the journey you're on, if you stay on the journey, is better than the destination if you give up on the journey. Some destinations are actually a trap. That's what this song's about. Sorry, between struggling for inspiration, finding inspiration, being elevated by inspiration, and being knocked down by fate.
This is what I'm here to do, is to guide us all through the real thoughts behind the songs.
Since I heard you the last time, I decided what I want to do is to spend about 15 minutes in your head.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do. That'd be enough. It would take care of me for months to go, but that would be a fun thing to do.
It's what you read when you don't have to that determines who you'll be when you can't help it. Again, it's what you read when you don't have to that determines who you will be when you can't help it. Wow.
And you're free. You know, some people stick to things, but you're very, very fluid, and you're an art. You're a real artist.
Organized. Maybe OCD? But at the same time, I think OCD is such a criminal, unless of course it takes over your life with things that are of no consequence. But of things that are a consequence, what a lucky difficulty to have. If you can direct it into something constructive, you've got a superpower. Thanks ever so much. I want to introduce myself a wee bit.
Scottish people tend to talk very quickly. And that's because they're afraid that somebody's going to understand them.
Move on to the next song because you're trying to figure it out in the first place. Try and understand the bigger picture, which you forgot because the first thing they give you made sense, but only for 5 minutes before they give you something else, and they call it offense, call it offense, call it offense. Do 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 J friend. That was the reason for music. It was deep thoughts without music, and everyone fell asleep. So they brought music along to make the deep thoughts transmittable. That's the history of music, according to me. You never give me your money. You only give me your funny paper. And in the middle of negotiations, you break down.
If I sometimes think I said sorry to someone, I went, sorry, sorry, sorry. I'm not really saying sorry. I'm just going, sorry, sorry. But if I say I'm sorry, that's more of a sorry than the other sorry. Agreed? Now watch this. Thank you is exactly the same. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. It's different. I agree with you. I agree with you, I agree with you. No, I agree with you.
But the guys who ran the service department, the surplus budget at the end of the year goes into their pocket. So they contacted the person and said the damage that I'd caused was somehow there when it arrived and wanted to charge it. They were dishonest and wanted me to deliver the car back, and I said I wouldn't do it. That's not the point. The main point of it is the kind of goes around, comes around thing happened, and I saw it happen. Songs she sang to me, songs she brang to me, words that rang in me, rhyme that sprang and warmed the night. And what was right became me. You are the sun, I am the moon. You are the words, I am the tune. Play me.
You're an artist in your own right. You don't remind me of anybody now but Paul Tyson.
And there's a song by a Scottish dustman, and the song's called Dignity. And he saves up all his life to buy a little boat, and the name of the boat is Dignity. And he's a dustman. So here it is. I heard a lovely insight. My friend Elias Stetner told me this. If you give your kids the keys to the minivan,
and they crash the minivan. Do you give them the next day the keys to the Ferrari? And you say no. But the truth of the matter is that's exactly when you should give it to them. And this is why. It's really interesting. Somebody who's never made a mistake is not the right person to do the job. Once you've made a mistake, you're more careful. It matters. If you regret the mistake, if you felt the pain of the mistake. So someone who's never crashed the minivan, don't give them the keys to the Ferrari. Don't let the guy run the business who's never messed the business up before. It's a fascinating insight. The answer, my friend, is... So if the answer is blowing in the wind, how many roads must a man walk down before you call him a man? How many seas must the white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand? How many times must the cannonballs fly before they're forever banned? The answer, my friends, is... So does that mean it's out the wind to be found, blowing? Or going with the flow, blowing in the wind? Or blowing into the wind, going against the flow? 3 possible meanings. I don't know. Let's see if we can figure it out. How many roads? It's meaningful. It should be poetry. Like Bob Dylan songs are not so melodious, but they're fabulous poetry set to music.
But I don't hear all your words.
I try to enunciate them especially.
But I have lousy hearing.
That's because you're a bit corned beef, dear.
And I want to hear every word.
Some of us don't hear that well.
Did everyone else hear the words?
Yes.
All right. I'm just... Good. Oh, I'm afraid just because you are a little bit compromised in that department is not a failing of mine. I do apologize and I feel for you tremendously. I tell you what, just for you, if you just would bear with it for a moment, I'm going to do a little bit of the version just for you. All right, here we are. Saying I love you is easy.
Smile for me. Tell me that you'll wait for me. Tell me that you'll never let me go.
'Cause I'm leaving on a jet plane.
You are one of the most talented men we have ever met. God bless you and we love you. Continue on.
Thanks, Mum. Thanks very much.
Good times never feel so good.
That was so refreshing. Most of the people we get here, good entertainers, but they do the old stuff that they know we'll recognize and tap our feet to and everything. I like your style. Don't know what you're going to do next.
Have you heard it's in the stars? Next July we collide with Mars. Well, did you ever? What a swell party. What a swell party. And but for the sky, there are no fences facing.
May I personally say that it's the most wonderful musical moments in my life.
Remember this most important lesson in life. You ready?
Ready.
Fabulous lesson in life this is. Every problem in the whole world, small or big, started from that one moment when your pain overshadowed your morality. Even from the simplest to the biggest thing. Let's say you're going to a friend's for dinner. You've got a sore stomach. You want to just curl up in bed and go to sleep and not let them know you're not coming. I don't have time to let them know. I've got a sore tummy. They'll be annoyed with you. So if your pain is bigger than your morality being your sense of right and wrong, like you should really call, I've got a sore tummy, I can't come by. That would be fine.
love me, maybe you don't. Maybe you'll learn to, maybe you won't. But you've had enough, but I never gave up on you. The people always call someone a negative thing when someone is, they always call someone the opposite of what they really are. It happens in the world all the time. We're deep down, we're afraid of judgment. Because one day we might have to face the ultimate judgment. So built into our very being is the idea, without us even knowing it, that judgment is, you don't like judgmental people, but judgmentalness is a big part of life. So what do? We always accuse people of the opposite, of what they possibly really are, to save us feeling bad about ourselves. So they say, that's why the lady is a tramp. But if you look at every single thing about her, each line that has been written about her is it's a good character trait. She goes to the opera, she stays awake, she follows Winchell, she reads every line. She won't go to Harlem and Lincoln's and Fords, she won't go to a place where people don't have money and a fancy car. She won't dish the dirt with the rest of the broads. She won't engage in gossip. That's why the lady is a tramp. That's why they call her a tramp, because they can't stand it. People don't like to stand next to the light because it shows up the stains. A guy called Dan Abrahams told me that in London. Hate to agree to disagree, but crack a joke, put on a smile, and we carry this burden mile after mile.
My greatest pleasure in life is to feel my way through a song with an audience and suddenly realize that we're both discovering it at the same time.
And something's lost, but something's gained in living every day. I've looked at life from both sides now, from win and lose, and still somehow. Because that's a counter melody. There's two melodies happening. You probably noticed at the same time. Da 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 da. With at the same time, doodle doodle doodle, and they do this. Yeah. They mesh, and I spent bloody hours trying to get them to make it happen in the right slots. So
when people get up, when people don't get up, you know we don't want to leave.
I do live looping, which means I play a passage of music. I have an RC300 digital looping pedal with microphones inside the acoustic piano to allow me to have a passage of music to play on top of it as if four hands on one piano.
Paul delivers looping piano and vocal performances blending classical and jazz, as well as his own compositions.
Da 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 da. Powerless. Yeah. Mahler's doing da 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 da. He says, think again, be inspired, aim up.
Gotcha.
I'm pretty sure. I'm 99.99% sure. After 120, when I'm up there, I'm going to meet them too. I'm going to say, come on, guys. Come on, guys, you got to sort this out.
Who'd have believed you'd come along? Hand, touching hand, reaching out, touching me, touching you. I don't know if I want to do it. I mean, really? Oh, it's my mother's favorite song. She loved Sammy Davis Jr. for no other reason than he said he was Jewish.
strange reason to love somebody, that's what I always find, but at the same time, possibly if you look more deeply into it, you might find it's worthwhile. Chaim. Chaim Tovim Shalom, you should all be matzliach. You should all be gebenched. You should have a year of mazel and brucha and hatzlucha. Ich weiß nicht.
I like the hat on your head.
Thank you very much.
I just thought I'd let you know.
Well, God bless you for saying. Any questions? The lady asked me that she didn't know that there was any Orthodox Jews in Scotland. And I said, there aren't any more, I'm here.
Where are you from?
I'm from Glasgow, Scotland.
Where?
Scotland.
Wow.
I'm going to talk like you don't understand, but I'm from Scotland.
Where are you from in Scotland?
Can you guess?
Glasgow.
Correct. I know.
Really?
Yes. I'll be doing my lap of shame in a minute.
Were you to Scotland?
Yes.
That's where my family's from.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
His name is Hay.
Hey,
H-A-Y.
that must be confusing.
It's okay.
Because people go, hey, and you think they know you.
I know that.
But they don't.
That's true.
Baby Tosh, www.babytosh.com. Hit like, subscribe, and I don't know whose channel you're on, but